Hey friends, thanks for checking out my week 10 update. I apologize on the delay. I had some radiation struggles the last couple of weeks, and so I skipped week 9. During the radiation period, I didn't have much for problems, but my doctor had told me that it was going to get worse after the radiation was completed. So I finished my radiation almost 3 weeks ago, and the last few weeks have been a little bit more difficult, just like my doctor had mentioned. I've struggled a bit with fatigue, just requiring another couple hours of sleep every night. Uh, I guess when radiation destroys cells in your body needs that extra rest in order to regenerate. It hasn't been too overbearing, basically just needing some more sleep. The other thing has been just some burns and blisters. At the end of radiation, my skin was just a little bit red. It was like a little bit of a sunburn, but since then, I've definitely had some burns and blisters. I've looked like more of a burn victim, like somebody lit my pant leg on fire and then put it out. So anyway, I'll show you some pictures here of the last couple of months that were kind of before and after and during, so you can get an idea of what it looks like. It's kind of gross, but some of you are wondering what it looks like. March 21st will be my surgery, so that's going to be in a little bit less than a month, about 3 weeks. So I'm not really looking forward to that, but I'm looking forward to having it all finished. Thank you for all your feedback. I've really enjoyed hearing from several of you, whether it be relatives or friends that have struggled with cancer or yourselves, and just having some good conversations. I was surprised that I got such a good feedback from a lot of people that really liked the 10 things not to say to cancer patients. Who knew that was going to be so popular? But anyway, sounds like that was really helpful. So I'm glad we could do that. Updates on my mom and my mother-in-law. So my mother is doing fine. She's back in her home, but she does require some extra help because she's just not getting around much anymore. My mother-in-law, Alma, she's doing fine too. She's definitely feeling some effects from the bone cancer that she has, but she's still doing fine. She's kicking it pretty well. So my theme for the week is bucket lists. Now, some of you may have a healthy bucket list, especially if you have healthy goals and vision of what the future should be like. If you really don't have any kind of a bucket list or not much of a vision, then you might be living day to day a little bit too much. You might want to think about making some goals or coming up with your own bucket list. On the contrary, too, if you've got 150 bucket list items, well, you might be a dreamer, in which case you might need help learning how to land the plane a little bit. All right, I'm going to give you 10 items that are on my bucket list. I'll give you a free one that's on my bucket list. That'll be the first one. But then after that, I'll give you 9 more, 3 of which are true, and they're on my bucket list, something that I'd like to complete before I die. 3 of them will be items that are already completed, so I've already done it, and then 3 of them will be fake. They're items that I have not completed, nor do I really desire to. So I'm curious to see if anybody can figure out which ones are true and which ones aren't, and which ones have been completed. So see if you can tell the difference. All right, number 1, this is the free one. It's pretty obvious. So number 1 is to beat cancer. All right, number 2, to raise $500,000 for the Stead Family Children's Hospital. The next 2, number 3 and 4, are because I kind of like history. I'm a little bit of a student of history. So number 3 is to visit Auschwitz concentration camp. Number 4, to visit Jerusalem and the Holy Lands. Number 5, to buy a home on a lake in the woods. Number 6, build a house for a homeless family in Mexico. Number 7, to meet and play a game of horse with Caitlyn Clark. I have some connections. Number 8, to never retire. Number 9, to write and publish a book. And number 10, to run a half marathon. All right. If you think you know which bucket list items are a lie, let me know in the comments. Or if you want to try to guess which ones have already been completed and which ones haven't, let me know. I'd also be curious to know about any of your bucket list items, whether they're true or false. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see you on the next update.